Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Learning for Fun. This is the third video in our series Math for Fun, where we teach you tips and tricks to make math easier. So these are the answers to the previous video's follow-up questions. The first one, what is 8 plus 16 plus 24 plus 32 all the way to 1000, is 63,000. If you got a different answer, or if you don't know how we did that, or if you just want to learn the concept, you can go back and watch the previous video. The link will be on the end screen. For the second one, we will actually be covering that in today's video, and the concept is how many numbers are in a given series. Okay, so our first example is this series. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 140. Now this is pretty simple. The answer is just 140. But what if the series starts with higher numbers like 77, or if they start with negatives or fractions? Well, then it gets a bit tricky. Now for the second example, we can see that the number starts off greater than 1. So it looks a bit tricky, but remember, we just have to convert this to a simpler form. So we can do that by subtracting 76 from here. If you subtract 76 from 77, you get 1. Subtract 76 from 78, you get 2. If you subtract 76 from 79, you get 3. And already this is looking a bit more familiar and easier to handle. So if we keep going and subtract 76 from 259, we get 183, which is our answer, because it's in the series 1, 2, 3, and so on. Now the second one, it's looking a bit more tricky because it's in decimals and it's negative. But we just have to apply the same method. We just have to make the first number 1, and because the series is increasing by ones, it'll just go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll get our answer. So for this one, to make it 1, we just have to add 2.3 to it. So if we add 2.3 to this, we get 1. If we add 2.3 to negative 0.3, we get 2. If we add 2.3 to 0.7, we get 3. And so on until we add 2.3 to 201.7, and we get 204, which is our answer. We also have to remember that because we're counting the number of numbers in the series, if we're subtracting or adding anything to it, it doesn't change the amount of numbers. So these will be the answers. And now we have our method, which is to just convert the first number to 1. And we've seen that the method works for numbers greater than 1, it works for numbers that are negative, and it works for fractions. But now let's see if we can make a formula out of this. So because we think it works with any numbers, let's just assign a variable. We'll call it a, and then we'll make a series. So now remember, when we're using this formula, we only use it for series that increase by 1 each time. So now, because we did this, the second number will be a plus 1, and the third number will be a plus 2, and then so on until we get to the last number, which we'll call b. So now, to make a formula out of this, all we did in the previous ones was just subtract 1 less than the number. So let's try doing that. So we'll subtract a minus 1 from a, and we get, the a's cancel out and we get 1. And then we subtract a minus 1 from a plus 1, and we get 2. And we subtract it from a plus 2, and we get 3. So it seems like our formula is working right now. And then we go to b, and then b minus a minus 1 equals b minus a plus 1. And that is our formula. So remember, when we're using this formula, we can only use it for series that increase by 1 each time. So that's the formula, and if you want to memorize it, you can do that, but if you ever forget the formula, just think about the problem intuitively, and then you can do that. Now, for series that increase by 2 or 3 or any other multiple, we'll cover that in the next video. Here are some follow-up questions that you can try to make sure you learn the concept well. The first one is negative 5.5, negative 4.5, negative 3.5, all the way to 23.5. How many numbers are in the series? The next one covers a concept that we did not cover yet, but we're going to cover in the next video. How many numbers are in the series 24, 28, 32, and 92? So try that and post the answers in the comments. Remember, this is the channel where we teach you magic tricks with an X to make math easier. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.